So in this video, we are going to go over how to add data, visualize data, and then share an interactive map using ArcGIS Online. So this is neat because you can basically send just a link to another person or submit as an assignment. And instead of a static map, that person will get a map that they can interact with. So once you're in the map viewer, you can go, and the add button looks very similar to ArcPro. You're going to click down and you have multiple different options, but for our purposes, we're going to add a layer from a file. Importantly, if you're dealing with shape files, which for our purposes, you primarily will, you want to have a zipped version of all the shapefile files, and shapefiles are actually like 5 or 6 different files all in one folder. So, in ArcGIS Pro, you want to make sure that that folder is unzipped. For the purpose of getting it into Arc Online, it needs to be zipped. So we're going to click Browse, and then in my Downloads folder, I have this a zipped up folder of US states, and I'm going to click that, and you can see here that I have this it's a .zip, so this is a zipped folder. I'm going to go ahead and leave this as generalized features for web display just so it's good and speedy, and I'm going to click Import Layer. So you can see that we brought in the map of the US, and there's some differences between this and ArcPro. So this is it automatically is trying to do unique symbols for all the states, but obviously you would need 50 different colors for all the different states, and so it's just binning a bunch of them into other. We just want a single symbol, so that will give you just one symbol for all the states, and you can edit the options here. But I'm going to show you another way to do that too once you're not in the import kind of window here. So I'm going to hit done. And then you can see that it pops up in your legend here. And the way that you can change the symbology is to click this little circle, square, triangle thing and click on options. And then if you click on the symbol, here is where you can change. So for our purposes, for just looking at the states, we probably want no color, but maybe let's be fancy and make a purple outline and have it be 2 pixels wide, and then hit OK. And now you can see how you can change that. Hit OK and done. You can also, with this, you could color your data just like in ArcPro with other columns in the attribute table. So let's say you had like size or something like that, you could click that. Instead of single symbol, you can classify along a continuum just like you can in ArcPro and choose those options, and it's a very similar setup. But once you get this set up so that you have the data that you want to show in your map, then you need to do a couple things to make this shareable so that you can share a link and someone is able to play with the map. So first is to save it. So you have to save the map. So we're going to click Save, give it a title. So I'm going to call this Demo Map 1 or 2. And then it's good to have a summary, some sort of title, or basically like a figure caption. And then you can just save it in whatever your default folder is. So I'm going to save the map. And now this is all on the web and can be shared. So now if you click this share button, the important thing here, so this is the link that you'll share, but you want to be sure that you make this map public, because if you don't, these are by default, these aren't checked. And if you don't check them, then whoever you send this link to isn't going to be able to open the map. But if you check public, then anyone with this link will be able to open the map. And so, and share current map extent is good too. You can set it up so that when they open it, it comes up and looks exactly how you want it to look. And so you can take this, highlight it, and copy it. So just Control C or right click and copy. And then if you like open a new tab and put that link in there, you'll see I'm not signed in this new tab, but still the map shows up and we can still pan and zoom and interact with the data in this interactive way. So this is a nice way to be able to share maps that are not static, that are easy for people to move around and get information from, but they don't need to have arcGIS Pro on their computer and they don't need to know how to operate a GIS. They just need to be able to click and drag in a web map. So that's that.